You know, let's be truly alive in 2025. When I heard this years ago, it hit me like a rock that a majority of the people on the planet are just existing. They're just existing. They're not living. Because if you're not doing the things that you want to do with the people that you love the most, then you're just, it's like I don't think the world's going to change that much with AI because the majority of the people that I know are robots. If you watch them on a day-to-day basis, everything they do, they're going like, okay, they should be coming out of the house right now with a cup of coffee, getting in their car, warming it up. They're going to go back inside. Some of you people in the South are not going to know what I'm talking about right now. Got to wait for the car to warm up and get the snow off of it, and it's just you watch them in this routine, and they take the same path back and forth to work, and they're just stuck in that routine. And I remember when I heard this the first time, it was like, a rut is a grave with the ends knocked out. Did you guys hear that? That would be a nice graphic, Matt. So a rut is a grave with the ends knocked out. And so a majority of the people that are just doing this routine, no wonder they're not happy. No wonder they're not fulfilled. Same crap, different day. And sometimes we get focused on so many things like we got the best health product for you. We're the best company. We got the best owner story. And all I want to do is just be the person that just did a trail in that rut. So while they're going down that rut, it just popped them out of it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, when they're in the rut, especially if it's deep as most people's rut, it's like they can't even see to the left or right. They don't even, so you go, oh my God, this is so exciting. And they're like, listen, I don't think there's anything that could excite me. Total loss of hope, no imagination. Just that. And so if they've been in that rut for a long, long time, how much do you think it really takes to pop them out? And so for some of you, there's this at least little window every day where you're not in the rut. You're doing something different to pull yourself out of the hole. And I know you guys have heard this many times when people say, well, I'm in a hole, I'm in a deep hole. Then stop digging. And it reminds me of another cool story where a guy looked all over his ranch and he couldn't see his donkey. And so he could hear this noise and he walked out in the field and the donkey had fallen into an old well. And so they did everything they could to get him out and they just couldn't. So then he got a couple of farmers and they were thinking of all kinds of ways to pull him out without hurting him. And they finally just made the decision to put the donkey out of his misery. And so what they decided to do is bury him alive. And so they all took shovels and just started throwing dirt like crazy, throwing dirt. And then the farmer looked down the hole and the donkey didn't have any dirt on him. And he was closer to the top of the hole. And so he asked the other farmers to throw some dirt in. They threw some dirt on his back and then he shook it off and stepped up on the dirt. You guys love that story? And it's like, some of you sometimes might feel like everyone's piling stuff on you. The one thing that I'm really getting good at is not getting emotionally attached to some of the statements that people are saying on my YouTube channel. It's like, hey, I used to get, probably one, maybe two bad comments on a weekly basis. It's like a lot of you are not seeing them, but man, when you got 60,000 subscribers, you got some nuts and fruitcakes in there somewhere. You got some pretty unhappy people in there. And I started seeing these things pop up on my YouTube channel and I couldn't find the comments. So apparently people are angry enough and upset enough where they'll go back on videos I did years ago and post on replays. I mean, replies on old ones. You know what I mean? Of whatever idea they think is going on right now. And so, guess what? I did a little bit of research, found out where I could search for responses based on responses that have responded on responses. And now I'm going, oh my God, the garbage that people threw in there. And I'm when I say this to you guys, whether people are reaching out to me now to try to solicit me for another company or say something bad, it's like I spend probably 5 minutes just nothing but laughing at some of the stuff that people write and some of the stuff that people say, and it's funny. I should just delete and block. And I'm like at the place right now where, maybe I can get them. Maybe I'll catch one. Maybe I'll catch two. And that's the topic. And we'll go right into AMA. For those of you, regardless of your spiritual beliefs, here's what I know for a fact. You have to really, really, really work very good to love yourself. You guys probably haven't heard me in a while promote the book, The Greatest Miracle in the World. I usually pull it up and show it right now. I gave the book away. I gave my personal copy away because someone left their country for the first time with his new wife and went and visited me in Dubai. And that was Joshua Dharamella. I gave him my personal greatest miracle in the world. And we both had a cry. So here's a guy again that I asked him if he could have anything, what did he want? And I'm thinking some of you are going to click one day. I pray that you click one day, that you realize that if every thought that you had was not about you, it was about somebody else, things will change very, very, very quickly. The reason I make the money that I make is because I have 61,000 subscribers. It's because I have 8,600 active people working with me. But my mind is always, I need to find people that I can get them to imagine. So when I met Joshua Dharamella, and believe it or not, virtually every leader I have ever had in my group said, I've been stalking you for years. I've been stalking you for years. And in a blink of an eye, I get focused on Akashics and Trade X Mastery, and I'm putting that out there really hard. And now if you go to youtube.com/Robert Hollis, it's funny, all the videos that have to do with what I'm doing are all now my top videos. My number one video was me laughing while I was watching a guy go through a car wash in Montana. So he must have lost a bet. And he was sitting in the back of a pickup while the pickup was going through a car wash. That used to be my number one video. That video got replaced last night by the trader video. We are traders. And if you look at the videos that follow, it's like they all have to do with where my focus is now. And I'm just really jacked out of my mind right now that I can get a brand new person like Kai or Arthur or anyone. They can go in, connect it, do some tap to trades and get a win. I'm not used to getting people results within 24 hours. And there's nothing that increases their confidence and their belief in themselves. Hi, Wendy. And so Wendy's a personal guest of mine. You guys will probably get to see her a lot in the future. And so one of the things that's just really, really got my heart is that when you really, truly can just think of What if I can help other people? What if I can help other people? I don't know much about trading. I don't know much about this. I don't know much about this, but I do know people that do know. And it's really crazy how fast we'll do that for people when it's something that we don't want to pretend we're good at. So if someone reached out to me and said, I've always wanted to try Reiki. I've always wanted to try that healing stuff. And, do you know anyone like that? Oh my God, you got to meet Sandy. I'll introduce you guys right away. I'm not going to say, why don't you come over and I'll do some stuff? No, because then we'd have to call the police. You know what I mean? I'm joking. But it's like, it's like when people do things that we don't do, we instantaneously want to edify them, we want to promote them, and we want to connect them with somebody. But for some weird reason, when people become an entrepreneur, they cannot stop themselves from being the deal. It's bizarre. It's totally, totally bizarre. But I don't suffer from that illness. Thank God. If people ask me, did I used to? I would say yeah. But me being humbled to the point where I'm about ready to be homeless and I don't have money for food and I'm lonely and I'm contemplating not being on this planet anymore. It takes you to get torn down that far for you to be able to give edification, promotion to other people and go brutally honest. Hey, if I showed you my checking account right now, you'd be blown away. So this new guy that you guys are going to meet is why you're going to see him fly up the ranks. Wendy's part of his group. And one of the things that I did yesterday is, or it was the day before, and this is emotional, and then we'll go into Q&A. But he's not in a good situation, not at all. And there's a lot of things that happened very quick. I don't want to tell his story, but the love of his life caught cancer and died. And, a lot of things bad happened to him very, 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 very quickly. And so he was telling me how bad things were financially. And in 2016, I recorded a video. And I recorded a video and I showed it to him. Now, when I recorded the video, I haven't showed this to anybody. I have not showed this video to anybody. And it was me saying, hey, everybody, this is Robert Hollis. I know that I'm doing this video because I don't know what else to do. And I logged into my bank accounts like I love doing. One of my accounts was negative $21. One of my accounts was negative $3,000. All my credit cards were maxed out. I couldn't pay the minimum payments, so now they're all going past my max payment. And I was probably just about $100,000 in debt. And I decided to do a video. This was March of 2016. And so I forgot about the video, but when I was talking to my dear friend, I said, listen, I got to show you something. And so it really, really got me because I was looking at myself doing that video and I knew mentally where I was at that time. And I was just so defeated. Just totally, totally defeated. The company that I built from 2009 to 2012 had, 758,000 people. I was making over 2 million a year. And a bunch of people got together and tried to move that company. Craig was the employee of that company. That company never caught traction, never took off, but I spent a couple of years, 13 and 14, trying to make it happen. I then got so crushed that I did not want to do any kind of marketing at all. So I decided to call this company Life Mechanic and become a coach, compete with Eric Worre and Tony Robbins and Ray Higdon. And I I took a path that was not mine. If some of you right now are struggling, you're trying hard, very, very, very hard, going on the path that wasn't there for you. And because you won't take the time to fall back in love with yourself, to get connected with yourself, to figure out what your plan is. And I'm telling you this right now, you guys, you don't want to hear it. If some of you believe at all in any kind of higher power, just simply ask that higher power, would you please tell me what I didn't listen to? I want that whisper. Can you go back and share that whisper with me that I ignored? I'll listen this time. Because if everything that you're doing is not working, it wasn't planned for you. When you're on the right plane, as I am now, all of a sudden it's like it seemed like we got 7,200 subscribers. We got 7,300 subscribers. We got 7,500 subscribers. Do you guys realize a year ago we were at 7,400 subscribers? And now we're a year later, we're at 61,000, maybe 62,000 by the time we get off this Zoom. I did a video, and when you're doing a video on your live count and it's clicking while you're doing a 1 or 2 minute video, you're getting there. But that's not my vision. That's not my path. My path, and I believe a lot of people's path, is basically to find people in need and do your best to share with them things that you think will help them. Not you helping them. I'll say that again. The way that I know that people can get their superpowers is all they did was reach out. You guys can look at all the success books in the world. You can listen to all the religious books that are there. There's not any place on the planet where it says, listen, here's the goal to becoming happy, fulfilled, and wealthy. Just focus on you. Focus on you getting better. Focus on your skills. Focus on you getting better. Focus on your skills. Focus on you making money. Nowhere. It says that you're supposed to go to the end of the earth spreading good news. It didn't say your news. So I'm going to say something right now that's very controversial. But I was led to tell you this in my connection time. Again, life is simple. If you're not spending deliberate time being connected to something other than you, your life's going nowhere. You don't have to do what I do, but there's a designated time every day, even if it's cloudy. I know where the sun is. But I spend every day on my knees connecting. And people go, I would love to be that connected. It's no different than plugging in an appliance. Are you guys listening to me? It's like, damn it, I can't get this phone to turn on. Well, let me look at it, Robert. I'm pressing the buttons. It doesn't come on. When's the last time you charged this? What? What? Hey, do you got a charger? Let me plug that in. I plug it in the phone and it goes ding, ding. And it got this little thing and it's starting to charge. Why don't you guys do that for you? So when people go, my life sucks, everything's going bad. I go, how much time do you spend on your knees every day? Facing the sun, connecting, imagining. I don't believe in that stuff. Great, then just keep sucking. I don't mind. Man, if you ever get connect friends, you're gonna get addicted to it. Yeah, well, I meditate a little bit. Yeah, I do say the prayer in my head and blah, 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 blah. You're either connected or you're not. And the more you're connected, the more you're at peace, the more you're loved, the more you realize that nothing in the world can bother you. I'll say that again. Nothing. So then when you're running at that vibration, that frequency, that's all I've done my whole life, you guys, is trying to figure out how to get people connected to that source. I am not that source. You can take the charger for my phone and you can plug it in my nose, you can plug it in my ear, I can hang on to both terminals. It's not going to charge. I'm not the supply. So I heard this years ago from a dear friend of mine, Jim Rowan. And a speaker was speaking, and I was talking to Jim Rowan, and he took me over to a speaker. These big speakers that were sitting on the ground. And he goes, you know what that is? And I said, yeah, it's a speaker. He goes, put your hand on it. Feel the vibration? Yeah. Can you hear the frequency? Yeah. Got to show you something else. Walks around the speaker. You see what that is? Yeah. It's got two plugins. One's a power source. The other one goes to an amplifier. And that amplifier plugs into microphone. You guys hearing me? Yeah, because of microphone. That's why you're hearing me. And he goes, so when you're talking, something can amplify it, go through a speaker that's hooked to a power source, and vibrate everyone in the room. Connect with everyone in the room. Robert, you're not the power source, nor are you the amplifier. When you speak to a microphone, make sure that you're plugged in. Because if you're not, you're just talking. So here's the thing I'm going to say that's very controversial. Do any of you guys know people that have had it up to here with religion? All right? Right now, there's something changing in the world, and it's been happening for a few years. But people like to scroll through TikTok or Instagram or YouTube channels, but they're not interested in being trained. A lot of you have been part of groups like Inner Circle and Imaginators with me. You know when things don't work good for Robert? When I'm using my wisdom to train others. You know how I know it's not king? Because some of you are not financially done. So that means I can train and train and inspire and inspire and motivate and train, inspire, inspire. And you guys all go, wow, this sounds really good. I'm just not going to fucking do anything. Love what you're saying. Makes sense. It's working for you. No, it's working for me because I'm connected. Did you guys catch that? I'm resonating with people and connecting with people because they're feeling my frequency and my vibration because I put the other two in play. So if you know people right now that are fed up with religion or any beliefs, it's because the people on the pulpit, the people on the stages, the people in the temples, the people in the kingdom halls are too busy teaching and telling you what you should do, what you need to do, what you need to stop doing, instead of just teaching you or showing you how to connect to the source. Can I get a yes or a yes? Because when you start connecting with the source, then you're going to realize why your DNA is different than everyone. And you're going to discover your uniqueness. And you're going to fall in love with the miracle that the universe created. And when you fall in love with that and you stay tapped in, turned on, tuned in, you want everyone in the world to plug in this source. Bill, plug in here. Nah, I've heard of that shit. I've heard of that stuff. By the way, have you seen these other books and other courses of people telling you to be plugged in? How's that working for you? Because you guys need stories. You guys need stories of other people talking about you getting them connected. So it's crazy. Wendy was on a Zoom last night, and I haven't physically seen this guy in easily over 25 years. But for whatever reason, the universe has humbled him, and he reached out to me. Or like the story that we heard about the person that got elected that listened to his son. Barron's like, hey, you need to get on these shows. It's like, I'll do it. Well, that takes a pretty humble individual to listen to an 18-year-old and going, listen, man, you're talking to wrong people. You're not connecting with the right people. Wow, all of a sudden you get connected with the right people, and those people that you connected with are willing to get off their ass and go someplace and vote for you. And then everybody stands around, how in the hell did that happen? Are you guys getting this? So, when you want to just get people connected to the source, instead of being the source, or trying to teach why the source works, since we're on this roll, listen to this next part. How many of you guys would like to jump on a webinar with me, a Zoom? Because I'm an automotive engineer. And I'm going to explain the difference between direct current and alternating current. Not only how to make electricity, but just the difference between the one that you're plugged into at your home and the one that actually runs your car. Direct current's different than alternating current. And how you make them is different. One is a generator, one's an alternator. Some of you are going, hang on, Robert. And I guarantee you that I can teach you exactly how to create direct current and also alternating current and how to make the things that run off them. When we get done with the Zoom, you guys are not going to be able to do shit. But at least I felt important listening to myself talk because I'm more smarter than you guys are. See, that's the problem. I would just look at Sandy and say, what do you need right now? She goes, my phone's dead. Need a place to plug it in? Oh, that'd be awesome. How many people's have you seen when your phone's dead and you find a place to plug it in? Do you automatically know how to use it and connect again? I just believe the majority of the people on the planet right now don't even realize they're walking around uncharged. They don't know what a full charge is for years. They got out of college. Some of them went and got a job before college. They got in a rut, added a bunch of things that took a lot of energy from them, and just totally forgot how to recharge. He's got this. So get recharged. We're going into that time of year where people are already mentally are taken up. My son called me today. I don't know if you guys seen his testimony on Facebook and Instagram. Holy cow. That was not fun for me. That wasn't fun for me. He took off 6 years ago and told me that he was going to go out on his own and do his own thing, and he didn't know how to handle the stress of being an entrepreneur and started drinking and drank some more and drunk a lot more and everything. He just got unconnected. That's all he did. That's all he did is he disconnected. And things kept getting worse and worse and worse till his lovely wife, Amy, said, if you don't go get some help, I'm leaving you. I'm taking the kids and I'm leaving you. That'll get your attention. Went and spent a lot of time in rehab, came out, learned to plug in, stayed plug in. 2 years later, sober. Some things happened with a company. He was at the right place at the right time. And the company that he did all the sales for, he's now 50% owner. Income went from nothing to probably 400,000 a year. Yeah, watching people go years and years and years and years and years unplugged sucks ass. And you keep telling them, hey, this is what you got to do. Ain't got to die. Ain't got to die. I'm like, all right. So all I made a decision to do, you guys, when the trading platform came out, is I go, I got to go find people that say, if you show me where to plug this in, I'm doing it. And some pretty crazy miracles have happened in the last 4 months. Not bragging, but I bet you I've made more money in the last 4 months than some of you have made in your entire life. Because now I got income streams coming from everywhere. Wasn't even looking for them. Now I got people calling up, hey, how can I be a sponsor on your YouTube channel? I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, we'll give you 15 grand. We'll give you 15 grand and send you the product. Hang on. I'm really focused on something right now. But yeah, it's going to be fun. So find a way to recharge and then share with the rest of the people how to get recharged. So it's not like most people think they're alive, but they're not. They're running on 5 or 10% battery. If I was driving to Tesla, it would go from green to yellow to red. And it's like, if you don't plug back in, you're going to be sitting still. I think I can get to the next charging thing. I'll skip this one, go to the next one. I'm too busy right now to get recharged. Okay. Because Because when you get charged, now you can share with other people how to get charged. And before you know it, a lot of people are charged and everything goes up. Vibration, frequency, happy, fulfillment, income, influence, power, everything.